Hi there, this is Chris Chapner-Camp from Motor Legends. Today I want to talk about the Richa Outpost Diablo jacket. Now, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please don't forget to like and subscribe. One little thing, we have decided to remove the comment section from our videos, and we've done this for a number of reasons. The first is that a lot of people were using the comment section to ask us questions, and for us this just isn't the appropriate medium. And frankly, our customer service team couldn't keep up with the barrage of queries. Basically, if one of our videos throws up a serious question, email help@motorlegends.com. We will get back to you. We're also getting lots of people chiming in with their own observations. No harm in this perhaps, but a lot of those comments were ill-informed, often based on a sample of one. Some were just patently wrong, and we came to the view that a lot of what was being said just added to confusion. Of course, as always with social media, we were also being trolled by a lot of the kind of person who sees the internet as a safe space for obnoxious behaviour. We also found that media agencies representing brands we don't offer were using our platform to promote their clients' gear. Truth be told, we just found keeping on top of the comments section a bit tiring, and so we've turned the facility off. In recent years, riding shirts have definitely become a thing. They're very casual, and as they don't have a membrane, they're relatively cool to ride in. The bike shed crew love them. Without doubt, the riding shirt has become part of the whole custom bike scene, although these shirts can look right on any sit-up bike. The Harley crowd also like riding shirts, and I suppose you could wear one on an adventure bike, but on anything with sporting pretensions, a riding shirt would, I suppose, just look wrong. But as time has gone by, there seems to have been a blurring of the lines between a riding shirt and a lightweight motorcycle jacket. I hate the term, but I suppose what we're talking about is what some people call a shacket. Now, the Outpost has a shirt collar and buttons, and that suggests that it's a shirt, but in many, if not most other respects, this is a jacket. But we don't see that as a problem. Indeed, the look of a shirt with the practicality of a jacket, that's going to suit a lot of folk. Before we get into the detail, however, let's talk about protection, because rightly or wrongly, on that score, the Outpost is going to impress a lot of people. Unlike the rest of the motorcycle world, we do not seek out AAA rated garments just for the sake of it. An EN 17092 rating relates only to the abrasion resistance of a garment's outer shell, and frankly, in the way of things, this is not massively significant. Losing some skin per se is rarely going to have significant ramifications. Sliding down the road is not usually what causes problems. What causes problems is hitting stuff and coming to an abrupt stop. That's where our armour comes into play, as it serves to absorb the energy of an impact. But here's the thing, on the road as opposed to the track, we tend not to slide too far anyway. The average road accident, according to Alpenstars, is concluded inside 2 seconds. And in that 2 seconds, there's not a whole lot of time for sliding. The real reason we don't chase AAA garments, however, is that they tend to be uncomfortable. Creating fabrics to meet the AAA standard is not difficult, nor is it expensive. You just make the fabric thicker and thicker until it passes the test. You don't even need to use technical yarns. You can easily meet the AAA standard with a product that is made from nothing more than cotton. And that's why the budget brands have made a AAA rating their calling card. It's a way that they can lay claim to superiority, whereas in fact there is nothing superior about their products at all. There's a reason that people like Rucker and Klim don't make many AAA rated products, and it's not because they lack the technical know-how. They just prioritize considerations such as weight, comfort, wearability and breathability over sheer abrasion resistance. There's another thing that has to be borne in mind here. The AAA standard was never designed for normal road riding. It was created primarily as a standard for leather garments that would be worn on the track. AAA is way over the top for road riding, despite the fact that many bikers have scared themselves into believing that they can't go down to the shops unless their jacket and pants have 3 A's in the label. That's utter nonsense, of course, but there are a lot of gullible people out there. And as ever, there are those who have a vested interest in scaremongering. Just recently, I read somebody in the press claiming that the single A standard was only valid for riding at 20 miles an hour in town. Well, Tell that to all the police running around into their single A rated Rucker Nevada jackets. That, I've got to say, is just nonsense. Anyway, as I've stated, we have never chased AAA rated garments, but if we come across one where the trade-off in terms of wearability is, in our view, acceptable, we won't necessarily walk away from it. And potentially the Outrider jacket or shirt is just such a product. But what will make it even more appealing to those who perhaps concern themselves a little bit too much with the protective qualities of the gear they ride in is that the Outpost also comes with the very latest D30 Level 2 Diablo armour. And there's nothing quite like Diablo. It's super soft and pliable. It's the most comfortable level 2 armour out there, and it's amazingly breathable too. And so whatever our reservations about the mindless pursuit of a AAA rating, even we cannot deny that a combination of the Outpost EN 17092 rating and Level 2 Diablo make for a compelling proposition. Of course, does that make the Outrider the most luxurious and costing riding shirt out there? Well, perhaps not, but in terms of protection, there's not much to touch it. The chassis of the AAA rated Outpost, as if to demonstrate my earlier point, is constructed from 98% cotton that's woven into a twill material with 2% of elastane for a little bit of stretch. As far as outer fabric is concerned, it just doesn't get any more basic than that. Now you get a shirt style collar, but it's not a button down one, and I have to admit that we prefer it when a collar on a riding shirt has a fastening. It just stops it flying about when you're on the move. The shirt has a plaid lining that's somewhat reminiscent of something you would find in a Belstaff jacket or shirt. You get buttons down the front of the shirt, but behind the storm flap there's a full length zip obviously. The zip, as one might hope, is a YKK one. Up top on both sides of the chest you get 2 flat pockets secured by buttons. Below you get 2 zip pockets. There's a Velcro fastened pocket inside the jacket. There are zips and poppers at the ends of the sleeves. You also get a 2-position poppered adjuster on either side of the waist. The shirt or jacket or whatever you want to call it also has a slightly lower tail, but it's quite subtle, enough perhaps to help a little on the bike, but not such that it looks wrong on the street. Obviously, as we have spoken about, the Outpost is AAA rated for abrasion resistant. It's also equipped with Diablo Level 2 armour, again as discussed. What it doesn't come with is a back protector. We would go for a Level 2 one to be consistent with the Outpost's highly protective theme. Right now, the nicest one out there is the Rion. You just won't notice you're wearing it. Typically, I suppose, the Outpost would not usually be a Moto Legends kind of product. And had we read about it before we got to see it and try it on, we might well have declined to list it. But when it was shown to us and when we tried it on, we did like it. The shirt certainly had some heft about it, but that didn't put us off. Unlike a lot of protective shirts, we felt it would be reassuring to ride in. And that was before we even knew about its abrasion resistance rating and of course about its armour. Let us be clear about this. The Outpost is in no way a technical marvel. It is no lightweight either. And even though it's got no thermal lining and no membrane, it's not going to be the most breathable shirt to wear on a really hot day. Yet it's pretty comfortable, and its combination of a AAA rating and Level 2 Diablo mean that for a casual looking jacket, it's about as protective as it gets. If you like the idea of a shirt come jacket, if you like the way it looks, and if you like the idea of the highest abrasion resistance rating and Level 2 armour, then you may well like the Outpost. Oh, and it's totally exclusive to Moto Legends. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to see more protective shirts, more riding shirts, visit the website motolegends.com. If you'd like to learn more about the Outpost Diablo, click on one of the links on the screen. Sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there. That will take you to a dedicated section of the website. Now, when you're there, you can check out the spec of the Outpost Diablo in a little bit more detail. You can check availability, and obviously you can buy an Outpost shirt if you want to there and then. When you buy from us, we try to make the process as simple, straightforward, and as risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protective wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price promise in the business. Now, many years ago, John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise. Well, we go one stage better. If you can find anybody selling anything that we sell at a price that is below ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. Now, there are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. Nothing particularly onerous, I assure you. But if you are going to attempt to price beat us, I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. Now, if in the future you would like to receive email bulletins from us about new products, then go to the website. At the top of the page, there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on that. Within seconds, you'll be in business. In the future, you will receive our email bulletins. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we would be simply delighted if you wanted to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Finally, I'd like to make mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We are based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. But even though the shop has a small footprint, we have more than £4 million worth of stock arranged over 3 floors in a warehouse that is attached directly to the shop. And technically that makes this the second largest motorcycle apparel shop in the UK. But we'd like to think of ourselves as far more than just the amount of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come to see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're really lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.